はい、皆さん、こんにちは。じゃあ今日、続きましょう。Okay? So, 最初に、皆さん一緒に Activity Worksheet を、やりましょう。So, you're going to start out today's lesson with working on an activity worksheet. So you'll see here, the very first part of this, you guys can do, let's see here. There you go. You guys can do by yourself. So, and make sure this passes out to you if they haven't yet. Okay. So you have a pen pal email from your pen pal, Hana Tagawa. She's a Japanese high school student, so you're going to answer the following questions in Nihongo, right? So go ahead, read her message to you in Nihongo and answer the questions about that. At the very end, give your opinion, and again, English is okay for this one, so go ahead and you can reply in English. So that's the first part of your activity worksheet. Part 2. Part 2. Let's look at that. Part 2はパートナーを作ってください。ペアを作ってください。Okay? Find a partner. You're gonna play tic-tac-toe, and you guys can, if you want, what might work, because I know one of my classes we have odd numbers, and if someone's absent, that happens too. So if you want to have someone sit and watch and kind of help out and be there to correct something, go for it, and have like a tournament between the three of you and see. You can play against each other, you can do that, but all you have to do is, in order to claim a spot, you need to write the verb, changing it to its Mott's form to its dictionary form. Okay, so go ahead and play tic-tac-toe and see who becomes the ultimate winner. Okay, once you've finished your activity worksheets, go ahead, make sure your name is on it, your partner's names are on it, and turn that into our basket. So 出してください. That's it. 結構簡単ですね. It's pretty easy. So 続きましょう. So lesson 4 was titled I Like to Swim. なんか面白いですね. So what we're going to learn how to do in this lesson is use verbs as nouns. Woohoo! It's kind of exciting, right? So number 2, you're going to be able to talk about the activities that you like or don't like to do. And we're going to learn a little about swimming in Japan. So, 始めましょう. So let's take a look. 皆さんよく単語のノートを書いてくださいね. So our first word is 特に, especially. Okay, 特に. So if you were talking about something like maybe anime ga suki desu, you're telling someone about your hobbies or what your likes and dislikes are, you could say アニメが好きです. 特にhayao Miyazaki no eiga desu. Okay, so I love anime, but especially I like Hayao Miyazaki movies. Okay, or I could say 食べ物が大好きです. 特に日本の料理が大好きです. So I like food, but I especially like Japanese food. So 特に is a really good little thing you can add into your sentences to kind of add more to it. So you can say especially, I especially like this. じゃあ続きましょう. Okay, so you may already know this word. If not, this is a good refresher. So if you're talking about your own parents, we're going to say 両親. 両親. And someone else's parents, we're going to add the Honorable O's brother, Honorable Go, to the front of it, right? So ご両親, right? ご両親. Remember, we use ご as well for 家族. So you have your family, 家族, and someone else's family, ご家族. Okay? So 皆さん書いてください. Okay, so 両親 and ご両親. Okay, next one. If something is correct, we're going to say 正しいです or 正しい. 正しい. Okay? 正しい. So if it's correct, 正しいです. Okay? Something that is correct. And if something is wrong or incorrect, we're going to say 違います. 違います. Okay? Can definitely see his math skills there is a little bit weak. So 違います. Okay? To wrong or to differ is what that means. So our dictionary form for 違います is 違う. For Tadashi, well, tadashi is actually an adjective, so it's kind of interesting. We use an adjective in this context. Here we're using a verb, aren't we? じゃあ続きましょう. We also have a word for question, which is 質問. 質問. You guys kind of already know this word. If you want to turn it into a verb, because we know about our noun verbs, right? All you have to do is take your noun, which is 質問, and add します to it. So 質問します or 質問をします, okay? To ask a question. Remember, 質問があります, right? We can say we have a question, right? Okay, 質問をします. はい. And if you know the answer, you can say 答え. 答え is your answer. 答えます. So 答え is our noun for that word. To turn it into a verb, we change it to 答えます. 答えます. The dictionary form, of course, is 答える. 答える. Okay? It's a group 2 verb, right? Or 一段. Yeah. Okay? 答える and 答えます. はい. Okay, and a few extra vocab. I feel like I covered this in Nihongo Ichi, but just a refresher. Word for grandfather, our own grandfather, is sofu. Our own grandmother, I meant to put a D in there, grandmother is sobo. Our ane is, of course, our own older sister, and ani, our own older brother. These are pretty easy, right? This lesson ends pretty smoothly, okay? Hi. So, the one grammar point we're learning this time around is our verb nominalizer, no and koto. Okay, so anytime you see this little dot, if you haven't noticed, this is when you do like a slash in English. It always pops up this instead. But it's saying you can either use no or koto. Either one is perfectly fine. Okay, so let's look at the rules behind this. Okay, so one way we can use it, so minasan, noteを書いてください, is we can have our verb in its dictionary form, and we're going to either add no or koto, one or the other, and then ga suki desu. Okay, ga suki desu. Okay, our other pattern, again, we have our verb in dictionary form, and then either add no or koto, and then we can say something about it like wa tanoshii desu. Okay, wa tanoshii desu. Now the opposite of these two, of course, instead of saying suki desu, you could say ga kirai desu, right? Ga kirai desu, okay? Or if you didn't think something was fun, tanoshi, you could, oh gosh, this is supposed to be desu. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired. It's kind of late. Anyways, that's a desu. Sorry about that. Koto wa tanoshi desu, we could say muzukashii desu, or some other adjective. You can use another adjective to describe it. So if you're using this pattern, you can describe it with like one of our e-adjectives, right? So we're basically saying noun wa adjective desu. We're saying the noun is this adjective, whatever we describe it as, okay? For our second pattern there. Okay, so again, this construction is used to describe or comment upon some action or state. So up to this point, you guys know how to describe, you've been able to give opinions on things. So you can say, I like, you could say I like shopping, right? Because we have a noun for that. Kaimono ga suki desu. You know how to talk about other things you like. So you could say, chocolate ga suki desu, right? Or we could say like, Nihongo wa tanoshii desu. We're able to do that with all these nouns. The problem is sometimes you want to talk about actions that you like, right? So if we want to talk about an action, we have to take that action, that verb, and turn it into a noun. And that's essentially what we're doing. We're taking our noun and we're able to turn it into, we're taking our verb and we're able to turn it into a noun. It's kind of magical. So that's what they mean by verb nominalizer. We're changing our verb into a noun. Okay, so the action or state described is used in its dictionary form, is followed by no or koto, which again nominalizes the verb form. So if you can take your verb and put it in dictionary form and add koto to the end, all of a sudden it becomes the thing of whatever that activity is. So if I wanted to say the thing of eating, I would say taberu koto, the thing of eating. So then we're able to, that's all will become a noun. We now have a noun, so the thing of eating. Or I could say drink. If I wanted to say drinking, the thing of drinking, we could say nomu koto, okay? Or nomu no. You can use no instead, okay? That's all you're doing. Look at the next one. Again, no or koto are nouns which literally mean the act of, okay? So instead of saying the thing of, you can also say the act of. So the act of eating or the act of watching anime. So I could say anime o miru koto, the act of watching anime. So again, all you're doing is learning how to take your verb so that it is a noun. So this is how we make it a noun so we can describe it, right? Okay. Generally using koto is going to be more formal than no, okay? And also, koto is going to be used often in writing, while no is used more often in speaking, okay? So we kind of already know how this works. You've noticed even in English that there's things that more formal words or phrases we use when we write, right? Same thing in Japanese. Some patterns we use more frequently in writing and it's more formal, and some we use more when we're speaking. So koto is often used in writing, okay? And then in sentences that end with a verb, okay? If you're ending with a verb, and we'll look at this really quick, you want to use koto and not no before the des, okay? So let's look at examples so that makes sense to you. So here we have shumi wa hon o yomu koto desu, okay? So when we say we're ending with a verb, if we're ending our sentence like this, so kind of like if we're going to start out by saying my hobby is, or this is probably the one main example you'd want to use right now. If you're going to say something, my hobby is this, so if you're going to say my hobby is the act of whatever, because you're saying the act of whatever, that part has the verb that you've just turned into a noun at the end, you're going to use koto, okay? So if it's coming near the end, you want to use koto with des. It sounds weird to use no, okay? So it takes a little bit of practice, right? But I think you guys will figure it out. So let's look at some examples, okay? 例えば、母は歌を歌うのが好きです。母は歌を歌うのが好きです。So my mom likes to sing songs, right? So the act of singing songs is what she likes. That's essentially what we're saying. My mom, the act of singing songs is the thing she likes, okay? So we're turning it to a thing, right? 日本語を勉強するのは楽しいです。日本語を勉強するのは楽しいです。So here we're saying the thing of studying Japanese is fun, or the act of studying Japanese is fun, right? So look at our next one. 私は本を読むのが嫌いです。This is my husband. He doesn't like reading. 私は本を読むのが嫌いです。So the thing or the act of reading, I don't like it, right? So this is our noun. This turns it into a noun, okay? The thing of reading, okay? Next one. 朝7時に学校へ来るのは大変です。Right? Actually, that's okay. Coming to school at 7 is kind of early. So yeah, in the morning at 7, the thing of coming to school, right? 学校へ来ることは大変です。The thing of coming to school is terrible, okay? So, 難しいですね. Okay. And 日本語を書くことは難しいです。難しいですね、皆さん. Okay, so 日本語を書くことは難しいです。So the thing of writing Japanese is hard, right? That's what we're saying. And our last one. 趣味はアニメを見ることです。趣味はアニメを見ることです。So there's our 趣味, right? We're using that pattern again where we have A は B です, okay? And when you have the verb at the end like this next to your des, we're going to use koto, right? That was our last point in our last slide, okay? So the thing of watching anime is my hobby. Very good. Let's practice so I didn't shoot. So what we're going to do is, with the context, change the verb to the correct form. This will be pretty easy. So, 日本語を話します. So we're going to change that to the right form. ことが好きです. Right? So we want to say the thing of speaking Japanese I like the thing of speaking Japanese. So How are we going to change hanashimasu to the right form? What are we going to do? Think about it for a second and let's see if you got it right. Hi. If you said hanasu, which is our dictionary form of speak, you are correct. So Nihongo o hanasu koto ga suki desu. Okay. Our next one. Tabemasu koto ga daisuki desu. When I see that, it feels so weird. Tabemasu koto. I can't handle it. But tabemasu, what are we going to change that to? Think about it for a second. Let's see if you can get it right. If you picked taberu, you are correct. So taberu koto ga daisuki desu. So I love eating, right? The thing of eating I love. Okay. Dansu wo shimasu koto wa tanushii desu. Okay. So again, we need to put this in our dictionary form. What is the dictionary form of shimasu? If you said suru, you are correct. So dansu suru koto, you can say that, or dansu wo suru koto ga, or suru koto wa tanushii desu. Okay. Next one. Shumi wa oyogimasu koto desu. Okay. Shumi wa oyogimasu koto desu. So what would we change oyogimasu to? You guys remember that verb? That is to swim. Okay, so let's take a look. If you picked oyogu, you're correct. So shumi wa oyogu koto desu. Okay. Next. Hayaku okimasu koto ga kirai desu. Okay. So if you put, let's see if you got it right. If you put okiru, you're correct. So hayaku okiru koto ga kirai desu. The thing of waking up early, I hate. Okay. So I hope you guys are picking up on this. I think it's a pretty straightforward pattern. It's really useful to be able to talk about the actions that you like and don't like, right? Okay, next. So if you go look in your textbook on 44 page, go ahead and read the notes about oyogu koto, swimming, and the Japanese proverb we have listed there, and answer these questions. So number 1, is swimming a required part of your school? And are the rules that they listed there similar or different, and how? And number 2, what do you think of the Japanese proverb that we read about in this section, and does it make sense to you? Why or why not? Like, for example, do you like this proverb, or do you like the one we use in English that's similar to it? Which one does make more sense to you? Okay. Hi. So if today is the 2nd of October, you should stop, right? After this, I'm going to talk about your worksheet, your shukudai, and this will be the last part of this lesson, okay? So you're going to complete the workbook worksheet 1.4. I think it's pretty straightforward, so I expect you guys can figure it out if you work together, okay? And on the back of this worksheet, you need to draw me, okay, a lovely picture of your room. Okay, so make me a nice picture and describe your room where things are. I thought I'd post this in here. This is a picture of my husband's elementary school inside. When I visited his family in Osaka, we actually walked from his house to his elementary school, and it was open, so we walked inside. Crazy, right? And this is where the kids, put all their little umbrellas, and they take off their kutsu, right? And they put on their fancy slippers, suripa, right? For school. So I thought I'd put that in there so you can enjoy that. Hi. So that's the end of today. Just make sure you do your little culture questions and go ahead and work on this worksheet and turn that in once you get it done. Okay. Hi. Okay. So this is where we're picking up for today, which is the 4th. So October 4th, this is where we're going to start. So you're going to be working on your activity worksheet 1.4. Okay. So you're going to follow the prompt to help you practice using nominalizer, no, and koto, what we learned last time. And again, I think this should be pretty straightforward as well. So if you look here, you're going to ask your partner if he or she thinks activities below are fun or uninteresting. Track their answers below. So it gives you the action, right? In its regular verb form. So we need to change it to dictionary form and add no or koto, right? And then ask them, tanoshii desu ka? Sumaranai desu ka? So for example, our first one, dansu o shimasu. So we could say, dansu o することは楽しいですか？つまらないですか? Okay, if you want to be really hardcore, you can put soritomo in between. Remember, soritomo means like or. Okay, so we can say 楽しいですか? Soritomo つまらないですか? So is it interesting or is it like boring? So, and then your partner will answer and you can go ahead and check it off. Okay, so again, really simple. So you're just practicing putting these in that new dictionary form with the nominalizer. Okay, and part 2 for this, again, we're practicing still with the nominalizer, but this time you're going to interview your partner about the activities his or her family member likes and dislikes. Okay, so for example, you could say お父さんは何をするのが好きですか? Or you could say お父さんは何をすることが好きですか? And then your partner can then describe what activities their father or other family members like to do. So for my dad, 父は本を読むことが大好きです。Or 父は古い映画を見ることが好きです。So my dad likes reading books and he likes watching old movies. Okay, so go ahead and interview your partners and find out what they like and dislike to do. Okay, once you guys have finished this, you're going to go ahead and put your names on it, turn it in the basket where you've been doing this whole time, and you get to move on to our next part of the lesson. So the very last thing, if the substitute hasn't passed it out to you, you're going to get your last worksheet, which is the lesson 1 fukushu. Okay, lesson 1 fukushu. Okay, so you will need to use a textbook to help you with this, right? So it says at the top, right? Read the main dialogue from lesson 1 on page 16 and circle T for true and F for false for the statements based on your narrative. So I did give you a copy of this. Remember the manga I gave you a copy of for lesson 1? So you can either use your copy if maybe you're not at school, or if you're at school, use a textbook with a nice color copy. Okay, and I think in the beginning, right, when we first read that, it was probably tricky to understand what was going on. But this time, as you read through that manga again, I think you guys will now understand a lot of it. That's our hope. And then you'll be able to answer those true and false questions. Part 2, you're just going to be trying to connect the sentences. So my recommendation is start on one side and try to translate what you can. For here, like translate what these parts mean, and then it'll be easier for you to match them up afterwards. Okay. On the back of this worksheet, you're going to change the verb into its correct form for it to make sense. So pay attention. You've learned 2 main patterns. Either you have te imas or you have the dictionary form, right? So you're either going to have to put it in te form to mean verbing, or you're going to put it in dictionary form to turn it into a noun. So figure out which one makes sense for each one. D, you're going to answer the questions about yourself in Japanese. So this is just based off of kind of like your jikushokai and whatnot. So try to see if you can answer those. And then, of course, we have our kanji kona. So make sure you practice answering those kanji. Now, if you want a challenge, if you want to try something out and kind of be surprised, this right here, this picture that I posted in here, this is Shourai no Yume. Shourai no Yume. So what I'm going to have you guys do when I get back is I'm going to teach you guys how to write like this. Maybe your handwriting won't be this pretty, but I'm going to teach you how to write like this using a special kind of paper that'll have the squares going down. You're going to learn how to write sakubun or essays in Japanese style, Japanese standard, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to do that, and we're going to have you guys write out your jiko shoukai, right? Your self-introductions, okay? And you'll be able to follow this pattern. So, but this particular essay here was written by my husband in 5th grade, I think, 5th or 6th grade. So here it says Fukuda Masafumi, okay? So if you want to try and read about my husband's Shourai no Yume, his future dream, like his future dream, go ahead and try to see if you can read through that. And I know when I look at his handwriting, I'm like, holy crap, were you a robot? Because it looked like he was a robot. So hopefully if you want to try to read through that and see what he wanted to become you can do that. So, 皆さん頑張ってください. I can't wait to see you when I get back. And I hope this hasn't been too hard for you guys. Hope it's been worthwhile. So, じゃあ、頑張ってください. はい。Okay. No! Where's my thing? There it is.